All right, everyone. Thanks for checking this video out. Really do appreciate it. Not a guitar lesson, not a guitar tutorial. Really just wanted to check in real quick. For those who have ordered or have an interest in the Positive Grid Spark 40 amp, I know there's been a lot of questioning of, does the amp exist? When am I getting it? What's going on? Just wanted to kind of check in real quick. Rest assured, the amp does exist. I just got it yesterday. So the, really, reason I'm kind of jumping on this video real quick is a couple reasons. It's not a review. It's basically just to let you know a couple of things. The amp does exist. That's number one. If you haven't ordered it yet, or you are thinking of ordering the amp, the reason there's been just such a big issue in general with the amp, maybe good, bad, indifferent, go over to the Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, there's a discussion group, and it's titled Spark. I think it's Spark Positive Grid customers still waiting for their amp. If maybe you've ordered the amp and you're wondering what's going on, what's happening, this is a great place to go to. There's some great people there. I've met some great people there. I wanted to do this and post it so that way they could see that, through discussions that I've had with the group and people there, the amp does exist. It's actually built pretty good, actually. It's pretty heavy, I wasn't quite sure what the build would be, but it's about the size of a shoebox, maybe high tops, and it's pretty solid. So I've only plugged it in real quick just to see if there was a hum, because apparently there's some issues with the power supply not being a grounded supply. I didn't plug a guitar in. I just basically plugged it in real quick just to see if there was anything there. Nothing so far, but later on today, I'll probably give it more of a test drive. So I'm only going to speak to what I've gone through, and I know other people probably have. But I wanted to share it with you just to see, and again, if you're in the same boat as me, we can certainly comment, discuss. Three things that come to mind that I need to just kind of put out there as far as, customer buying the amp, what it's been like with Positive Grid. So the three things that come to mind, and I'm probably going to bounce around all over the place. I didn't really prepare anything. I just wanted to kind of go off the cuff here and just share what's going on with everybody. Again, I mentioned early on that the amp does exist. A lot of people thought that this was a scam. This was, take your money right away and then you're not going to see the amp, or you're not going to see it for a year. It exists. So I wanted to just kind of reassure people, especially the people in New Jersey, which is where I am. I know a lot of people are kind of wondering what's been going on with the shipping, which kind of leads me to the main crux of everything here, and my synopsis of everything in a nutshell. The communication, I think, has been less than par, with Positive Grid in general. A lot of questioning in terms of, when am I getting my amp? What's going on? When you ordered the amp, you got a customer number, basically an order number, 6-digit number. As an example, my first three numbers were 187. Not a big deal at first, but as I'm a member of that discussion group, and as you start seeing some of these posts about people getting their amp, not getting their amp, you would think that as a order is created, you get your customer order number, that 187 ... whatever it might be, that if you ordered something, then you should be getting it ahead of certain people. So look, I'm not a logistics expert. I know it's coming from, I think this originated, the factories in Taiwan, probably goes out to California. From California, it's going elsewhere. I'm not saying I'm the expert on that. But there was a lot of people wondering, how can somebody who orders the amp, in June or July, get their amp now, where there's people still who ordered in February that haven't received anything yet. Again, going off of discussions that I've seen on that group in Facebook, it just makes you wonder what's going on here. Which led for me, now I ordered in April. I knew it would be a little bit of a lag in delivery time. Look, I ordered it with the pandemic here. I knew it was going to take some time. I think if Positive Grid had just maybe said, look, due to demand, due to certain things, and as they kind of adjusted things as they went along here, it could take up to 6 months for delivery. I think a lot of us would be fine with that. Hey, okay, we know take up to 6 months, but what happened was, at least in my opinion, I didn't hear anything from customer service for a while when I reached out, not only through Positive Grid website, through email, through social media. It was about a week after that, I actually heard back from somebody. I tend to believe it was actually a legit somebody on the other end responding, not just a bot. You send a message and there's a couple keywords and they look at it and say, oh, okay, shipping, and you get a template, basically. You just kind of fill in the blank. So I think I got something legit, and it seemed okay. One of my other issues was the fact that Positive Grid seemed to really be proud of the fact, in 1 week, again, people correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm kind of just going off of memory. 1 week in particular, they had shipped out over 19,000 amps. That's great, but there were people still waiting, and some of those 19,000 are people who ordered very recently, and including myself, I was wondering, well, where's mine? So that was an issue I had. So, and again, I think one of the things that really, really bugged me was that when it did come to shipping and communication, I think one of the things Positive Grid had mentioned was that we're going to be in communication every week. I don't remember seeing anything through email every week. It was like maybe every 2 weeks, and I saw something on their website because I had to go looking for it as far as shipping updates. I think the shipping update was the thing that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way the most. They put together a tracking page, fantastic, for your amp. You go to your tracking page, you put in your order number with your email address, and it would tell you where it was in the shipping, or in the where it was in the process. If they were kind of putting your order together, it was really cool. Positive Grid had put out a communication saying that they updated their shipping information, and it was more, I don't say it was more detailed, but more information. Awesome. I went to the page, and it was actually less information they were showing you, whereas the first time around, your order is being packaged, it's being processed, it's being shipped, it's being delivered. And for the new process, they kind of took out certain steps, where it was only like 3 steps. You ordered it, it's being delivered, it's shipped, or something along those lines. To me, I kind of felt like they were moving the goalpost, and not in a good way, to try to keep up with whatever they had promised, their demand. If you heard the comparison, under promise, over deliver. I think they kind of did it backwards here. They over promised and under delivered. I get it that this was again, this was one of the the number one products, I think, coming out of NAMM this year in January. So I get it was a big product, a lot going on, but I think Positive Grid could have done a better job in terms of just communication of what's going on. Be upfront instead of just trying to, put a band-aid on something. I think you should have just really gone for it and just, hey, here's what's going on. That's the end of it. So, I think that's kind of, got a lot of people in a mood where, for myself, and I'll be honest, again, I haven't really plugged this in yet. I only wanted to check it for the hum. This may be a great piece of equipment, but even my enthusiasm level kind of took a dive when I saw that, things were changing. People getting their amp before I am. Even people who ordered after me still haven't gotten their amp at this point, I think. So, not a fan of that, to be honest. And again, my enthusiasm kind of took a dive. Look, I'm looking forward to playing this. I really am. But, it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. So, but look, I'm going to plug it in. I'm sure it'll be great. However, I probably will be a little hesitant to order something again from Positive Grid. I'm not saying I never would, but I'm not going to be first in line, that's for sure. Especially if this is how it's going to be, as far as the process, the communication, the shipping piece of it. And I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to kill anybody as far as, the company or what's going on. I mean, look, the product is probably going to speak for itself, which is great. But also there's the customer service side of things and just communication and how things get done. So again, the reason I'm here talking to you is just to talk to you about how it went for me. What my expectations kind of were, where I am with everything, and honestly, for the folks out there, whether it's on, wherever I'm posting, basically, again, YouTube, but on Facebook, that group that I'm a part of, people are still wondering what's going on. Where am I getting my amp? Dates had changed on shipping, and I get it, even here in Jersey, dates changed just within the last couple of days because of the hurricane/tropical storm that came through here. I get it. Positive Grid, nobody can do anything about that. So that's not the big deal, but it was just kind of one of those things that you just kind of added on to the pile here. So Again, just not trying to bash anybody. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about what the process was for the last 3.5, 4 months in terms of ordering it, and this now being in my possession right now. So again, like I said, it does exist. I think a lot of people are kind of curious, does it even exist? A lot of people on the discussion group over there on Facebook saying, be good. It's gonna show up. Trust us. It's been there, and it does really exist. So I wanted to kind of just throw something out there and just, yes, it does exist. Really, again, it's actually a pretty solid build. Also, I did not get the other piece of the package. Would be for me, I got the bag, the case. So obviously it's going to come in a separate time. I'm not going to worry about that right now with everything else going on. I think they've been just trying to get the amps out as quickly as they could. But that's what I'm waiting on as well. But I do have the main unit. So if you are getting your amp in the next few days or soon, I would say odds are it's probably just one item being shipped, which is your amp, and then I think it's either the headphones you can get or the case, the bag, which would be next, and that's going to be a separate shipment. So again, just wanted to put this out there, let everyone know it's coming. I know it's easier said than done, but now I have it in hand, so it's cool. As far as a review and demo, I'm not going to do a demo of this. I mean, there's plenty of them out there right now, a couple good ones actually. So maybe I'll put a link or two in my description below here in this video, or even in the next one that kind of takes you somewhere as far as some of the good demos I've seen. But I'm sure I'll give you a review. I think one of the things I really want to try out once I get used to this is, I know it's a practice amp, but can you use it, in a live setting? When we play live, we mic everything up, so realistically, I guess I could mic it in a pinch if I needed to. We'll see. I'm just gonna, we'll just play with it, see what happens, and I'll go from there. So again, thanks for everyone for just checking this out. Hopefully, it puts some of your worries at ease a little bit. I know if you're anxious to get the amp, it doesn't help sometimes when someone else has it and you're still waiting. But rest assured, it does exist. Here it is. I have it in hand, and once I kind of done some playing around with it and futzing around, we'll see what happens, and I'll put another video up there just in terms of my 2 cents and what I think of it. All right, so be patient. It's coming. Good luck to you.